Hey guys, it's Mitch. How's it going? All right, so we are done with issue 3 of Blood Force. So now, naturally, we're moving on to issue 4. This is page 1 of issue 4 of Blood Force, still. So just before we get into it, if you enjoy the channel, you feel like you might want to help out a little bit, go subscribe on my Patreon. Links are in the description. Okay, so we are picking up pretty much where we left off at the end of the last issue. Popo was preparing to escape from the torture room. Now this is just after he's escaped. Like, oh man, you missed all the action stuff. Yeah, there'll be more action stuff. We can assume action stuff happened based on all the bullet holes. I think. I admit now that yeah, maybe it would have been a little bit of fun to actually show all the shooting happening, but it's more dramatic this way. All right, how am I supposed to get into like this wouldn't make it into Akira if I showed all the bullet holes happening right at a scene transition. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, yeah, we're going to start things off kind of slow. This is basically Alien set in the Blood Force comic, where Popo is going to be hiding up in the air ducts. There you go. Come on, think more Great-like. And popping people without them noticing, that kind of thing, until all of the bullets start flying anyway. So, and one thing we'll notice on this is that I think the rendering is gonna get leveled up in this. I kind of made a conscious decision, like, okay, I want to get more ink on the page in this issue. And I mean, you know, you could do that with more black, and I am going to try to do that, but you also do that with more lines. So, we're kind of done with the days of a page taking like 4 hours, which did happen once or twice in issue 2 and 3. I don't think it's going to happen much anymore. Even on the pages where it's just dudes fighting, I'm putting a lot of lines into those fighty pages now. This one, definitely not one of the shorter pages in terms of how long it took me to finish. As you can kind of see here, this is just one panel and like a whole bunch of fucking grates and textures and freaking smoke coming off the dude. At least that panel's done now. But yeah, so I mean, you know, it's gonna take a little while to work the new rendering into the style, I think, because there's still a little bit of incongruity. There's a good word. Because there are still very cartoony elements. And then there's parts that get very heavily rendered. So there's like very heavily rendered cartoony elements occasionally, which doesn't necessarily make any sense. I'm going to see if I can try to make it make some sense, though. I do like all these chords and everything at the bottom of the hamster wheel here. I got to remember to try and incorporate that into more tech areas, because we're going to see a lot of the alien ship in this issue, I think. This one and the next, actually. As Popo just wreaks havoc on the clerk. There's a great bit I've got where the clerk realize that Popo is loose, where the captain's first getting informed about just how big of a problem this is. So this will be when the corporal is reporting to the captain. The corporal's like, I've got teams out searching for her, but so far he's killed 5 of them, sir. And the captain's like, he's killed 5 of the crew? No, sir. He's killed 5 teams. We have 19 total dead that we know of, as well as varied states of perforation throughout the ship's interior. He's managed to sever communication functions on 3 decks, as well as destroy our defense detection grid and incinerate 80% of our rations. What's more, I'm quite sure that all the damage to the ship was completely accidental. Every team that has even reported suspicion of proximity to the fugitive has failed to report back, and the pattern of sightings seem to indicate that he will eventually stumble across the command bridge, probably before he finds the exit. If I may be candid, sir, I think we may have made a critical error by bringing the Popo aboard. So, it's kind of thing, it's like, you know, serious meeting in between the alien captain and his lackey about just how big of a problem they've got aboard their ship now. I assume that's going to be final script. I think it probably is, assuming I don't come up with something I like better. That's the kind of thing I enjoy. So, yep. Popo is the alien. I like these guns, actually, that I managed to pull off. Like, okay, you know, like they're not fantastic. I don't think I could still come up with something better, probably, or somebody could anyway. Maybe not me. But these are I've been struggling to find a gun design that I enjoy, or that I think is good enough for the book. This is the first time where it's like, okay, I could see using this one a few times. So we're going to get it. This is leftover from page 25 of issue 3. So the first time, I think, there's been continuity in Clerg tech from issue to issue, other than just like some very basic elements. There's like some alien hive looking technology, or not even technology, like the biotechnology kind of stuff that has been popping up occasionally. Some, random silhouetted shapes that tend to be kind of thematic. And of course, Greats. Greats will always be associated with the Clerg. Can't get away from him now. But why would we want to, right? This whole sequence is such a pain in the ass. Even sped up. It's like, oh my god, this great sequence takes so fucking long. It's like, yep. Get ready for that to happen, I don't know, 4 or 5 times an issue now, I guess. Jesus Christ. Like, this is the super fast version, and it's still taking, like, way too goddamn long. And the thing is, I got to remember not to just keep it as Greats. You got to throw a few things on top of the Greats, or else it gets a little boring, even for Greats. Or rather, even Greats can get boring. That's more like what I meant. So you got to throw like wires kind of crossing over on top of it, some debris here and there. And of course, dead Clerg is always good. And those guns again, they look okay, but they are still kind of a bitch to draw in terms of just they take a while to render everything. Get that Ghetto Blaster bit looking just right. See, I don't know if that that angle looks pretty good. Don't hear that too often, It's like, I don't know, but no, actually, it's okay. Never mind. Give myself a pass. And everything underlit, of course. Didn't think to put shadows from the Greats across people. That might be going a bit too far. I mean, yeah, because that'd be tough. I mean, you can do it every once in a while, but it'd be tough to do it too often because most of the shadow, I think, wouldn't get very high up on them. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be sweating over it, and honestly, I don't think it's worth that sweat. Like every once in a while, like the first shot with the Greats, where Popo's leaping down from the hamster cage, and then the Greats are being, the shadows from the Greats are being cast up onto his boots. That was when I did it, and I thought it looked kind of awesome. And actually putting some damage some battle damage into the Greats there as well. Don't tell me I'm not thinking ahead. Not that you can really tell at all. It just looks like a little smudgy area, but I know what it is. And that's what's important. And I'm not sure that this bit comes across. This is Popo swooping up into the ducts. Or the vents. That vents is a bit more clear. It's like those poor ducks. And yeah, just kind of random tech. Yeah, when I get to this kind of stuff with the doors and everything, I always kind of, I don't know, crap out a little bit. It's like, no, he's still not coming up with something too cool looking. I don't mind these ceilings with all these little panels and everything. That looks all right. And hey, how about these Greats? It's endless. Will never end. On the plus side, I'm getting pretty good at drawing Greats anyway. Got to remember to do them like a little bit wider going the other way too, because they got laid differently, like perpendicular to the ones going down the hall. That's totally on purpose. All right, and yeah, a few more panels to finish up here. And that is it for page 1 of issue 4. Pretty good. I can see this being a page where I'm like, next issue. I don't know if it really, I could still probably beat this. For now, at least, I'm reasonably happy with it. I am getting to the point now where stuff in issue 2, which used to be like, that issue's pretty good though. I leveled up quite a bit from the first one, which is true. But now I look at it, it's like, maybe I should redo that one too. But no, We're not redoing any of them. And just to finish up here, I should probably make some kind of mention that this is the 500th video on the channel. So, yeah, previously, I mean, there's more than that in my profile, just because there's lots of odds and ends of stuff that's been half edited or stuff that was up at one time that's been taken down, and a few Patreon exclusives. This is where you route them through. But for stuff that's actually been published, this is, yeah, the 500th video I put up. So that's pretty cool. You know, didn't really expect to get that far, I don't think. Which means, I mean, like, you got to figure 1,000 ought to be easy at this point, right? Maybe like a year and a half, figuring that we're putting up a little bit more than 7 videos a week. Usually, I think it's usually 8 or 9. If we're counting live streams as videos, I think it does. So yeah, here's to 500 more, I guess. But anyway, that's it for page 1 of issue 4 of Blood Force. 4 fucking issues is pretty. I'm pretty pleased with how we're going along here. I think when I first started this thing, I would have been happy with finishing 1. But the fact that, yeah, I'm halfway through a 4th issue, and it seems almost like inevitable now that I will at least finish this first arc of 5 or 6 issues. I'm pretty pleased with that. And yeah, again, didn't expect it to go this long. So hey, you know, maybe we're sticking around. Anyway, that is going to do it for this one. So thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when the next one's coming out. Go over and subscribe on my Patreon. Gives you early access to everything I do, from the Blood Force stuff to the YouTube videos before they get uploaded to YouTube, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me there for commissions, and you can join the Blood Force Discord server. We're working on emojis now, or I am anyway. I don't know if anybody else has seen them yet. I'm waiting for the reactions on this. Anybody? Oh, somebody did. There we go. Looks good. All right. You always count on Montoya there. All right. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.